Hey guys, this is Aaron, and it is what day is it today? It is February 8th, Monday, February 8th, 2016, and I want to talk to you about my update with the Lyme and whatever else is going on with my health that I may not have discovered yet. And today I want to talk to you about something that has been, well, the difference between surrendering and the difference between forcing. Depending on how sick you are and depending on where you are in your journey, you may have gotten to a point like I have, where I got to maybe about a month or two ago, where I've really had to anchor this in, or else I'm going to go even more crazy than I feel. Where you need to surrender in a very loving way, or else it's not going to work. So, a lot of people think about strength and about being a strong person as being able to impose their will and getting what they want and achieving goals, and you know it's very like American. It's very Donald Trump. It's like you got to be a winner, and you got to beat the weakness out of you. All that kind of stuff. And when you get pretty sick, you really can't do that anymore. You get to a point where the only way to be all right with how you're feeling, and whether that be needing to quit your jobs and needing to uh, basically completely change your lifestyle because of how you feel. And I'm just speaking in terms of chronic illness or in terms of illness, but this could be applied to anything. There is tremendous power in. I'm sorry, my neck. I have some neck problems. There's a lot of power in stepping back and practicing this receptive love, or this whole I'm not in control. And this can go into spiritual beliefs. I personally believe that things are happening, things are always happening for our evolution and for our soul's highest good. And I know I wrestle with these things, but this is where I am right now. And a month from now, I may be in a different place. But for me lately, and this and my brain is pretty crazy. This video may jump around a lot. I've gotten to a place with my health, and where it's extremely frightening, where I feel like I'm dropping fast, and it's hard, all my symptoms are worse. I'm getting new symptoms. I'm getting neuropathy down my shoulder into my arm. I'm on like uh, nerve pain medication. I had an MRI of my spine and my cervical spine and my brain done the other week. I'm on pain pills. Um, I'm having new symptoms pop up all the time. Skin like rashes and this and that, and ultimately, if you hear a meow, it's my cat. Ultimately, you get to a point where you can't push anymore. You can't fight it anymore. And this doesn't mean that you're giving up. It means that while you're still seeking solutions, and while you're still um, doing treatments or doing tests, etc. Like while you're still doing all the things that you think you need to be doing, um, the attitude towards it, maybe because you're so fatigued, like I am, or your brain is just so sick of fighting it. You have to just allow yourself to surrender to it. And a practice that I have been playing with more and more and more, more consistently, is this practice of just sending love to yourself, and even saying I love you, I love you, I love you, and really feeling that, and being like, I'm going to give myself love. I'm going to give myself love and compassion, and I'm going to give myself what I truly need to get myself through this very difficult part of my life. Um, so if you're going through a really hard place where you feel maybe worse. Maybe you're emotionally you are just sick and tired. Ugh. Hello. Or emotionally you're just really sick and tired of things. Um, and fighting isn't working anymore. You have to take another approach, or else you can't it's not going to work. And this whole idea of forcing, which meaning at the beginning when you're sick, there may be a lot of force, like, okay, I'm going to do this and this and this and this, and I'm going to overcome, and you gotta sometimes you gotta take a step back and be like, no, okay, like I can't do that anymore. Um, and there's a lot of power in being vulnerable and being scared and allowing yourself to feel the complete gamut of expressions and emotions and feelings. There's a lot of power in feeling everything. There's a lot of power in allowing yourself to feel anything that comes up, whether that be terror, whether that be complete fear, whether that be complete exhaustion, whether that be anger, whether it be, can't think of other emotions now, but just everything, and not getting down on yourself for feeling certain ways, where thinking we have to stay in a certain mindset in order to overcome this. Like, for example, you may have a belief where in order for me to overcome, I'll just talk about illness, but this could apply to anything. In order for me to achieve X in life, this could be getting healthy again. This could be, making money, whatever. You need to maintain, this may be a belief of yours, you need to maintain a certain viewpoint or attitude or way of operating in the world. You have to stay strong. You can't show emotion. You have to stay focused. And that may work for some parts of your life, but sometimes you hit a point, like where I am, where that just doesn't work anymore. And then we can get into, I don't want to say learning from your challenges, because that's really kind of hokey and it's kind of overplayed in the spiritual community. But to an extent, what is it that, and trust me when I say this, part of me is like, this is complete shit, but it's not. Like, if there's anything to be gained by a really, really challenging part of your life. One sec, I gotta make sure. I almost crushed the cat. If there's anything to be gained by a really challenging part of your life, what is it and what could it be? And for me, and maybe for you as well, it could be loving yourself and releasing judgment over things. So for myself, and I'll just make this broad, this video is just going to ramble on about everything that I'm thinking about, but if you're watching this, maybe you've seen my other videos, so I'm sorry, my nose is quite itchy. If you're seeing this, maybe you're all right with me rambling. So it's like, what is it that I could gain from this, or what is it that I can learn, like from a soul spiritual level? Like, so I'm going through this really, really shitty time, a time where there's complete uncertainty, where I feel worse and worse, where I'm having to change my lifestyle in ways that do not feel good, in ways that maybe I'm bringing in less money, in ways where I'm having to ask for help, in ways where I can't do what I used to do. So for me, and I still do this, I still drop into this all the time, especially if I feel worse. There's so much judgment and frustration around things. So I try to, if I have a little bit of extra energy, I try to look at where I'm feeling frustrated. Man, I'm sorry, the cat hair is really getting up my nose. Where I'm feeling frustrated and where I'm judging myself, where like I shouldn't be this way, or my life shouldn't be this shouldn't be happening to me, or feeling there's a multitude of ways we can subtly judge what's going on, rather than realizing what's happening and then loving yourself anyway. and loving yourself even through times when you think it's impossible to love yourself. And I think that's really important, is to feel into how can I love myself even when I don't want to, and even when it feels like it's fake to say, you know what, Aaron, like this is the hardest time in your life, and I say this to myself. And I love you. I love you no matter what. I'm gonna be by you, by your side, and I'm gonna love you through this. And I know it sounds really hokey, but there's some power to that. And oh, excuse me. I realize if you're watching this video, you don't mind if I ramble, and if you do, well, you know, um, it's like, and becoming your best friend too, and a lot of us are not in great relationship with ourselves, and having a chronic illness will either expose where you don't love yourself, expose where you place judgments on yourself, or you can use it as a way to deepen that self-love and that relationship to yourself. Because man, if you can love yourself for no reason, you don't have to have a reason. If you can love yourself now, or if I can love myself right now during this time, when I'm through this chapter of my life, which I believe is not going to be forever. And if you're going through a hard time, it's not going to be forever. It's not. I mean, it's literally not going to be forever. If you're not going to die from this, you're not going to die from Lyme disease or chronic illness. You're not. How can I love myself more right now? How can I deepen that love connection to myself now when it's the hardest time in your life to do so? I mean, what a gift that would be. So, whether or not this is resonating with you or not, I just take it for what it is, and just notice if you're feeling judgments coming up when I say love yourself. For a lot of us, that's like, what? Like, love yourself? What are you talking about? Like, it's really weird. So if it is, just notice that. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying what's working for me. And when I say working for me, it's really finding a way to keep a smidgen of sanity through the shittiest and hardest time of my life. And even when I say shittiest and hardest time of my life, that's placing more judgment on it. You see how we do that so easily? It's like, this is bad, this is good. It's basically, this is just unfamiliar. And where I am is in an unfamiliar state, both in the physical state with all my symptoms, in an emotional, energetic state. It's just it's just a unfamiliar state that I'm placing judgment on, that I'm thinking is bad. And this goes back to the whole surrender versus force. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up. Surrendering means, in my opinion, at least right now when I'm speaking, it means strengthening your ability to love. Strengthening your ability to love yourself. And even if you don't know how to love yourself, even if the concept of loving yourself is so foreign to you, you can even tell yourself, I don't know how to love me. I don't know how to say I love you. That alone is beginning the process of loving yourself. To acknowledge that you don't know how to love yourself is loving yourself. So, I don't know who's watching this. Leave a comment if you are. Sometimes it feels like, I like all the comments. It's nice to have people comment on these things and tell me that they've watched these videos. I'll just give you an update on kind of symptomology if you've gotten this far in the video. Definitely right now I'm doubting a lot. I'm doubting that Lyme is what's going on. I'm doubting that I don't have other things happening. I don't have other issues. I've had doctors say, well, you look good for my tests, so I'm going to outsource you to somebody else, while I'm like feeling worse and worse ever in my entire life. I had that happen about a few weeks ago, where someone that was treating me for parasites and Lyme was basically out is saying I can't help you anymore. And this is someone that's helped so many people that I know. Um, a lot of confusion, a lot of questions, a lot of frustration, a lot of a lot of just deep challenges in terms of what it is I'm dealing with. Like if you've been on this journey any length of time, I'm pretty sure that you have, in one way or another, doubted that you've had Lyme disease, especially if you haven't had any relief. Especially if you've had no or little relief from your symptoms. You're like, is this really what's going on? Do I have some mystery illness that I'll never figure out? Do I have some for me, sometimes I begin to think I'm special, which of course we're special, but I'm talking in terms of I have something that no one else has, no one will ever figure out what I have, and I'm just going to die. And I'm just going to have a downward spiral until I die. Trust me, I've thought about that before, and sometimes I do, especially when I've been to, probably at this point, eight to nine plus, no, more like 10 plus specialist doctors, healers, energy workers, medical doctors, naturopaths, chiropractors, acupuncturists, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm still here, and I'm not getting any better. Not only am I not getting better, I'm getting worse. It's terrifying. So if you're in those shoes too, like I'm here to like hold your hand. And obviously I'm not going to actually hold your hand, but I'm here to support you, even if it's through my words, to tell you that you're not alone, to tell you that there are other people out there who are struggling and who are facing big challenges. Sorry, my cat. Hey, come here. Come here. All right. Hey. Something about cats is they don't listen to you. Anywho, so I just encourage you to. Well, I don't want to tell you anything to do. I mean, if you've listened to this video, it means that we're on a similar journey and similar path, and I want to reach out to you and tell you that it's going to be okay. And when I say that, sometimes I don't think it's going to be okay. I don't think it's always going to be okay. And even when people in my life tell me it's going to be okay, I'm just like, how do you know? How do you know it's going to be okay? And then, extremely emotional throughout the day. If I have the energy, I'm crying. I'm going. It's really challenging. I mean, right now I feel this big tightness in my chest. I feel really disconnected from my body, but I feel this tightness in there. And after I get off this video, I'm probably going to have a crying session. I'm feeling a lot of energy build up within me, and sometimes I just begin to get emotional, like I am right now, and it's because there's a lot, And if you're watching this and you've gotten here, you're the same way. I know you are. You wouldn't be here unless you were feeling similar things. You wouldn't be 18 minutes into my video. Because it's tough. It's so tough. It's so challenging, and we're so tired, and we're just exhausted. And and you feel so alone, even though you're not alone. We feel alone. We feel alone, even though you may have support, you may have loving people around you. We still feel so alone through this. Like no one really gets what's going on, that no one really understands you, and you feel hopeless. And right now, I feel like throwing something at the cat. So I know that's just energy that's not flowing through my body as well as it could be, and it's coming out as anger towards a little white fluff ball that doesn't deserve that. So, and I wish I had a solution for you, and I wish I did. And I really want to throw that, but I'm not. Actually, 1 second. You can hang on. I'm just going to get my cat. Come here. Come here. Stop that. Just stop. Stop being a little shit. So, no, you're going to stay here. You're going to stay here. Okay, you want to go? You want to go? Okay. Yeah, that was completely pointless. Anywho, I have a bunch of white hair on me. So yeah, that's all. I don't have to say any more. Um, Comment, reach out, let me know how you're doing. Um, if I can do anything for you, I mean, I will. I don't really know what I can do for you, but I think the biggest thing I can do is just to make these videos. I don't know if anyone's going to watch. I don't know what's going on with this, but even if one person watches and they feel a little bit better, um, you know, that'll make me feel good. And yeah, all right. See you guys. Bye.